is one thing I want to let the folks know at home, though, John, is that even though we have a different name, our aim remains the same, and that's to bring everybody the best in high school sports. And tonight, John, let's face it, we're bringing everybody the best in the West here in New York Lady Wildcats.
This team is phenomenal. They've got a 19-game winning streak dating back to last year, in-state winning streak. They lost in the Christmas tournament this past Christmas, but 19 games over 2 years, 11 games this year. They just keep winning and winning, and the sick thing is they're young. He's got 4 juniors out there. I mean, it's just amazing. And I talked to Coach Pat O'Shea from the Gorham Rams, who come in here with the record of 6-4 in the season. The thing that he says is that as you look at the league this year, he says, you know, we really got a lot of parity. We really do. He says the real difference is, he says, that this York team, he says, they just don't have a bad game. They're consistent as consistent can be. Yeah, I might agree with him. There's a lot of parity, but I think they're on one plane. I think York's on another plane. I think, you know, this is a quality team. They're definitely the team to beat this year. You know, I've just seen them a couple times, so, but just from reading the papers and from what I hear, people at the club, good. You know, and I think the biggest asset is they've got Coach Rick Clark going for them. There's a veteran coach year in and year out. As anybody. Day in, day out, and trying to keep them peaking, you know, for Augusta. Pat O'Shea's team for the Gorham Rams. And as you mentioned, he's usually ready to
and we do it better. The journal.
In the pregame, John, was that Gorham had some trouble with the Marshall press. In fact, it wore them down. It'll be catamount that they really need to be able to handle this pressure, or the game will be over very quickly. Second steal by Andrea Little early in this game. That is Jessica Martell running the point.
Gorham's come out in a man-to-man, Bob. I thought maybe a zone, but
Jonna Weaver with the ball. Nice little baseline move there by Andrea Little. And the Wildcats on top early here, 4-0. Man-to-man full court pressure by Gorham.
to get over. You're going to have a 10-second call here.
That ball went off of one of the Gorham players. They are going to have to set something up. Right now, it doesn't look like they're setting anything really up, John, with the man-to-man off press break. And they're going to You see some 1-4 or something to try to free some people up. If Gorham will get a foul, and that foul is against Jessica Martell, if Gorham, or excuse me, York is going to overplay like that, then you've got to look to maybe get the ball down court on some sort of release.
Exactly.
Gorham, man-to-man out of bounds. This is a coach's dream right
I love
here.
to see a team go man-to-man against me out of bounds. Got a couple of nice little plays. You don't see it very often.
Strong move to the hoop. It's out of bounds. A shot up by Jonna Weaver. She missed, but the ball will stay with York.
A lot of coaches, Bob, they say they go man-to-man out of bounds under the basket, but it's such a sagging man-to-man. Essentially, it's just a zone anyway.
Jonna Weaver puts it up. May have been fouled. No call.
Nice pass, Andrea Little. Got Joanna Brown underneath the basket wide open.
Andrea Little partially blocked, I believe, that time and kept alive, but will go out of bounds. It will be Gorham ball.
Yeah, Gorham seems real out of sync against this pressure. You try to dribble against it, I guess. Clear out, get it to your ball handler.
And we'll have a foul, I believe. We're going to call it against Andrea Little. Good thing for Gorham there. Did take it strong to the hoop. If you're going to go strong.
Yeah, I guess I was going to say they got Joanna Brown on
Okay,
that.
it was Joanna Brown. I thought he had.
Guess you could take your pick on that one.
Yep. Into the game for Gorham is Bethany Gora, 5'4" senior. Gora thinks about the three-pointer, but she's going to have it stolen by Martell. The ball's free and picked up by Gora.
Gorham's going to have to protect the ball. York, real ball-hawking defense.
Could have had a turnover there. It was a turnover, but one way or the other was a turnover. Shot put up by Martell. She is fouled. The foul is against Amy Stone. Very rough to this point, and that is something you expect Gorham over the years. Very physical team.
That's right. We used to call it the Triple C. Gorham, Greeley. That was the mid-'80s, and that was at time too when all the power was up in that area. Gorham and Greeley are outstanding. Greeley had won back-to-back states, I believe. And
Jessica Martell is only a 44% free throw shooter. Not one of her strengths. She is averaging about 5 points a game. Front rims this one. Rebound by Gorham. Amy Stone lost it out of bounds, but fortunate that York dribbled out of bounds. So it'll be York ball. Gorham really has not set up any type of offense to this point.
yeah, they got Jessica Martell got away with a reach there too.
And the ball, where's she going to go? Shot put up. Looking for the foul, I think, was Gora, but half-hearted attempt at a shot there. Gorham, a little full-court man-to-man pressure. Nice thing about having an Andrea Little who can play center, forward, guard, and take it to the hoop like that. And no call. Oh, boy.
Sure looked like she got a little body to me.
Shot up, no good by Gora. Well, out of bounds, it'll be York ball.
Bad pass to the ref that time.
Substitution, Julie Plant comes back into the game. This time she replaces Amy Stone, who goes out.
York's real good ball movement thus far. That's what you have to do in this game.
Joanna gets inside of Jonna Weaver, who gets two. Jonna might have got away with a little bit of a walk here, I'm not sure, but a strong move. Coach O'Shea was calling for the offensive foul. I thought maybe a little shuffle there, but did a nice job of using her body to protect the shot. That's something that young players pick up on.
Nice job of using that backboard too. You love to see that.
Jessica Martell, coast to coast, misses. Rebound by Joanna Brown, misses.
Oh, nice.
And shot put up blocked. That one was blocked. That was a nice block there by Moon. And we'll have a reach-in foul here, and that will come against Julie Plant. That is the 4th team foul on actually the 3rd team foul, excuse me, and that's her 2nd foul. Bethany Gora comes out, and Stone comes back in, starting 5 back in the lineup.
Oh, nice
Gorham.
play.
Shot up and good by Molly McDonald.
Saw that coming. That was a nice little pick and roll.
Oh, blocked by Joanna Brown. Quickly down court to McDonald, loses it out of bounds. But to this point, John, I don't have Gorham taking a shot yet.
You're not going to win many games. You don't put the ball at the hoop, that's for sure.
Every shot has either been blocked or lost out of bounds, or like this right here. Gorham does not in sync at all. Shot, there's our first shot by Gorham, and it was but an air ball.
York running. It's there all night.
Martell blocked, followed by Little for 2. So York on top 10-0 at the 3:36 mark. Stolen away by Jonna Weaver, blocked by Little, and the ball is loose. Moon comes away with it for Gorham. And I bet she's going right to the, Amy Stone goes right to the hoop. That's all they're doing against York, is taking it great strong to the hoop.
Nice switch.
And I think we're going to have a timeout by Coach O'Shea, because his team right now is not running their offense at all.
No, and York's maybe part of the reason for that, Bob. I think that pressure's really bothering this Gorham club.
But every time they do get the ball over half court, and you know, when they're sending a couple people up the trap, they're just, you know, turning and wheeling. I mean, if you're not the one that is the recipient of the pass, you might as well not even be down that end of the court.
Right.
Certainly not setting it up for any rebounds or setting anything up. I mean, I know you and I both feel that it's much easier to run plays against any type of man-to-man offense than it is a zone offense, and yet to this point, Gorham is not capitalized. I don't think at all.
I don't think I've seen a pick out there.
Not at all.
And against the man-to-man, that's the name of the game. Just, you know, pick.
York ran a nice pick and roll down here on the other end of the court. We've watched the Celtics for a great number of years. Larry Bird and Robert Parrish, you know, the simplest of all plays, and that's been one of their biggest plays.
Yeah.
10-0 to score. 3:21 remaining in the first quarter. Very small crowd on hand. It has been a snow day. Rarity in that we had a game on a snow day.
Oh, nice D.
Michelle Stone loses it. That's the 5th turnover for Gorham, unofficially. A couple of other throwaways, but McDonald, and we're going to have an offensive foul, a moving pick called against Jonna Weaver. That is the 2nd team foul, Jonna's first. Now we see the 1-4.
There it is. Ooh.
I had the release.
Had the long one.
There. Yeah.
Well, this is a young team too, Bob. I think that's something we might want to emphasize. Is going, you know, pressure's going to bother a young team generally more than a veteran club anyway.
Julie Plant's only a freshman. She's number 24. Brown might have got away with a little shuffle too, and then we had a foul on the other end. So had a couple of calls there, I think.
And we're still waiting for Gorham's first shot, aren't we?
We've had one shot officially.
One shot.
Joanna Brown takes it to the hoop. Quickly down court, Gorham has a break. And are they going to be able to capitalize? Oh! I hate to find myself feeling sorry for a team that's getting to that point, John.
No, not yet. I don't feel sorry for him till the 4th.
You'd like to see him get a shot off.
Nah.
Okay.
No, it's just
6-4. Gorham comes in here, not off a good game for them, but this is not the Gorham team I've seen in the past.
This is parity.
Right. Outside, Joanna Brown puts it up, and nice hustle there.
Nice save. Excellent
nice save by Julie Plant, the freshman.
See if they set something up here.
They definitely has trouble with York's pressure. And Jonna Weaver is going to pick up her second foul.
Personal foul on York, number 21, Jonna Weaver. Her second, team third.
Both teams with 3 fouls. Not a lot of fouls really called in this game, John. They've let them play pretty much, and I think that's added a little bit to the confusion we see out here. Stuff like that right there.
Especially with both teams going man-to-man,
exactly.
Pressing like that.
Yeah. Referees may have to clean this one up before too long. Julie Plant got away with it. No, she didn't get away with the travel. And substitution for York coming into the game. Tiffany Chapman, 5'3" freshman, comes in for Jonna Weaver.
This kid is going to be a player.
I have not seen her. I must confess, it's the first time we've seen York this
I've just seen her once, but
looks up.
I'll tell you, she's there almost every time I go to men's night to play. She's shooting around with her dad. He plays too, and you know, for a freshman to play for Rick Clark too, you got to be on the ball. You got to be a player because he generally won't do that, particularly with a veteran club like this.
Christine Walsh comes in, and Chapman gets a hand on the ball and nearly came away with a steal.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Andrea Little started as a freshman for
yes,
this club.
That's right. Yep.
But you don't see it very often.
Again, right now, Amy Stone, 5'6" junior, to me, she's a little bit out of control. Playing just a little bit out of control. And substitution now into the game. Have to see who just come in. Number 10, and that is Lindsay Playstead. She comes in replacing Molly McDonald. Chapman all the way to the hoop, and she's blocked by Moon.
Probably should have passed off that time.
We got a foul there. There's no question about that one. And that's Betsy Moon comes slapping down like that. That's going to be an automatic call when you have that.
Yeah, Tiffany had Joanna Brown for a nice little bounce pass, and I think what she thought was that the Gorham player was going to slide off probably. But
Joanna Brown makes the basket and will try to complete the 3-point play. And out of the game, Amy Stone comes out. And Bethany Gora goes back in, replacing her.
Shot.
Joanna Brown completes a 3-point play, and York now on top, 13-0. Lost it out of bounds. Jessica Martell, a 5'6" junior.
York always looking low.
Well, that's the whole idea. Nice move to the hoop by Andrea Little, a little running right-hander, and rebound by Joanna Brown. She's had a number of those tonight. York just dominating on the boards.
Oh, nice move.
Andrea Little in the paint, puts it up, and no, rebound by Moon. Only 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. It's been all York. And Andrea Little with another steal. That's the 10th turnover for Gorham Rams. Andrea Little decides to pop it back out with the time, and they lost. Ooh, okay. Went off a Gorham player to remain York ball. Look for the long pass to Martell. Yes! Just as it was drawn up. Just about, anyway.
Yeah, it's textbook right there.
Lost out of bounds, Gorham. Gorham's going to have to look to pass just a tad more, I think. Jessica Martell stops and pops. No. And the time will end out, thankfully, for the Gorham Rams, as this one has not been pretty. York Wildcats on top on the Star Mountain scoreboard. They're on top after one, 15-0.
At Bonanza, we've turned over 50 million ribeyes, over 40 million T-bones, and over 20 million sirloins. But now we're turning 30. Celebrate Bonanza's 30th birthday with a sirloin filet dinner for just $5.99, including all the soups, salads, breads, and desserts you can eat. But you better hurry, because at $5.99, they're going fast. Bonanza, where turning 30 means a great deal for you.
Some people say our television commercials are a little dry, that we lack enthusiasm. Star Mountain Motors is smashing prices like never before. We're here to sell you a car or a truck. At Star Mountain Motors, we'll do whatever it takes. Lowest prices, highest trade-ins. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, you have to visit Star Mountain Motors. Now that ought to get the message across.
After one quarter, it's 15-0, and John, Jesus, 3 more quarters of this, and we got some basketball history, I think.
That's what I think. Maybe USA Today might want this one.
Into the game for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, you know, we talked about it during a break, but I can't see this team being 6-4. I don't know who they've played.
I don't either.
And you know, York's a tough club, and they're putting on some good pressure, but I just haven't seen any offense or any passing or anything from this team.
Johansson now into the game for the Wildcats. Didn't have her on my list, so sorry I don't remember her first name. You might remember. If you don't, then sorry I embarrassed you. Kathleen Byrne also into the game for the Wildcats, along with Lindsay Playstead, and we have a steal. Chapman loses it, and Chapman should have had a foul. And there goes our shutout. I can't believe we didn't have a foul there, John. I have to tell you.
Who got that hoop?
That was... Whoa, wait a minute,
we
John.
got a run here.
John. They're coming too fast. Julie Plant had that one, and now you've caught me as to who had the last one.
Sorry, I'll get you to halftime. I thought I was going to have a night off here as far as Gorham was concerned.
Well, it kind of caught me surprised here. That's as many shots as Gorham had the whole first quarter. Kathleen Byrne with the rebound has it stolen. It'll be a jump ball, it'll be York ball. And if I was Gorham, I'd leave those kids in there. Moon comes out along with also Julie Plant comes out and back into the game for the Gorham Rams. Number 30, Michelle Stone in there, along with Susan Walsh and also Christine Walsh. So a couple of sisters in there. Kate Scott, number 22, seeing her first action, along with Amy Stone.
I believe Gorham's switched up to a 2-1-2 zone too, Bob.
I think you're right. I know you're
probably
right.
Probably a good move.
15-4 is the score here. Gorham was shut out in the first quarter. A little give and go on the wheel, and there for the rebound was Lindsay Playstead, and back into the game for the York Wildcats. She has 2 fouls as Jonna Weaver. She's going to replace Tiffany Chapman, the young freshman.
Yeah, that a bounce play. Doesn't work, not quite so effective against the zone.
And ball loose, knocked out of bounds. That one.
Call that white?
That should have been Gorham.
Well,
trust me, folks, that was Gorham's ball.
We'll take it, as they say. Never looked a gift horse in the mouth.
This one knocked out of bounds off Gorham. Another substitution in the game. First time this evening. Jen Ward. There's a familiar name. Gorham passed. Ward, 5'2" sophomore.
I believe her sister was Katie Ward. I heard that name a few times.
Oh, very good
PA
player.
system in Augusta.
Yeah.
Outstanding forward.
That's right. You brought up good. The PA system in Augusta. That's something I miss. That's one of the kind of like the Sherm fellow there of Fenway Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice move there.
Nice follow. Can't get it to draw. There you go.
There she goes. Nice move. 3 shots at the hoop. And that young lady, Christine Walsh, nice job. 5'9" junior. And Gorham on a 6-point run here. Kathleen Byrne takes it up, misses, and rebound by Ward. And she's going to lose it right in the hands. And what are we going to have? We're going to have a foul on the floor. 21, Christine Ward picks up the foul. Oh, Christine Walsh, excuse me. They both start with WA.
Well, Gorham's got what, one set of twin and 2 set of sisters, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Two sets of sisters, 1 set of twins. Right.
Yeah. Oh, gotta look for the hoop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta turn square to look at the hoop there, Lindsay.
Joanna looks for that hoop.
Oh, absolutely. She puts a
I've
shot up,
seen ya.
misses. Rebound by Gorham. Gorham controlling the boards here and doing a nice job in the outlet. Basket good there by Susan Walsh. John.
Now, look
Somebody
a little more,
playing cat or what?
Yeah, look a little more like a 6 and 14 now. But let's be realistic too. We got Joanna Brown, Andrea Little on the bench, which.
But let's see, into the game now. Jessica Martell comes back in, and also with Jessica is Molly McDonald. So a couple of starters get back out there on the court. We actually got 4 starters out there on the court right now, along with Kathleen Byrne. So Little is out there. There she is. Missing the shot, Byrne. Excuse me, it was McDonald. Loses out of bounds. It'll be Gorham ball. Score is 15-8. The lead has been cut more than in half, and that's.
Oh, you can't dribble through that press. I don't know.
That's what Amy Stone's, I think, problem is. She wants to try to dribble through everything. Turnover by York. That's a 3rd turnover for York, who loses it right back, or gets it right back, I should say. Andrea Little. Nice pass down. And
Use that
Kathleen Byrne
backboard.
rebound. We're going to have a foul on the back. That's going to be against Michelle Stone. John Martins missed him, but he just threw the ball inbounds. One of the heralded, known for his role on Spotlight, one of the talented Spotlight people. I guess occasionally if some people recognize him as a reporter for the York County Coast-Star, but I think he's probably better known for
he moonlights as a reporter, Coast-Star. He did a nice piece on the Welsh football team.
Yes.
At the end of the year.
That was fun because
that was,
you know, none of us can actually be in that situation, and it was nice to be able to see to be involved in that way. Kind of behind the scenes. Ooh, could have had a Amy Stone there throwing those elbows, and we're gonna have a holding foul on Jessica Martell. Joanna Brown comes in replacing Kathleen Byrne. So York will put their 5 starters back into the game. They're on top by a score of 16-8. We have 4 minutes remaining in the first half. And here comes Amy Stone. Headman's at this time down court to Christine Walsh, who loses it. Back up, no good.
Nice
follows
follow.
a rebound nicely and has it stolen away. Back down the other way, and we'll have a reach-in foul this time by Jen Ward on Jonna Weaver. She takes it to the hoop. Ward picks up her foul. That is the 7th team foul on Gorham, so York in the bonus situation for the remainder of the half. At the free throw line is Jonna Weaver.
Yeah, this girl put a lot of pressure on the team, the way she takes the ball to the basket several times already tonight even. Boy, she gets a lane. She's right there. No hesitation at all.
Jonna Weaver is a 44% free throw shooter too. The team as a whole is shooting at 48%. Jonna is averaging about 9 points a game, a little over 9 points a game. And is also one of the leading assist people. She's averaging 3 assists a game. And can you tell me who the #1 assist person is?
My guess? How about Andrea Little?
excellent. She's leading the way. 4 assists a game.
Now, see, all the fans at home are going to think that I peaked, but I didn't.
No. And they're all going, John, we all do that. I mean, Andrea Little at the free throw line is a 51% free throw shooter, one of the better free throw shooters on the team.
She's got a pretty solid all-around game, especially when she handles the ball, brings it up.
She makes 1 of 2, and York's on top by 7. Double team. Nice job getting it away. Better job by Gorham bringing the ball up the court against the zone. Got to be careful, though, protect the ball. Shot up, put up outside. No good. Rebound by Joanna Brown. That time with a shot, it was Bethany Gora. Maybe could have taken just a little bit more time to get it off.
I think that was
Brown puts it up.
that was a shot or a pass. It was a heck of a pass.
York mixing up their pressure just a little bit, I think, here. A lot of standing around. That's what's going to be just short. Rebound by Andrea Little. We hear the number 1 play. Let's see if we can tell who it's going to be. Jessica Martell thought about it, but Jonna Weaver shut up by McDonald, and Joanna Brown says, I'll let it go out of bounds because it's going to be our ball.
I'll tell you, I think Gorham's a lot more effective in this zone than they were that man-to-man earlier. You know, to be honest, the same thing happened with the boys game we did the other night with Wyndham and York. Wyndham came in and decided they wanted to mix it up with York and go man-to-man and run, and we saw what happened there. It was, what, 75 to 40 or 5 or something like that. And
Susan Walsh comes in replacing Christine Walsh. She replaces her sister. Well, we've talked about it before. It's a lot tougher to go man-to-man and then get behind. You really don't have much else you can go to.
well, that's the thing. You know, if you want to go man-to-man, great, but that should be secondary.
Andrea Little with a nice baseline move. Gets 2 more, and York back up now by 13. The lead had been cut to 7, lost out of bounds for Gorham again. Just too much dribbling, taking the ball right to the corner, where obviously is not one of the places you want to have the ball, John. The corners and just over the half court.
That's where your traps are going to be set, right?
And this York team, with their quickness, I would be trying to tell my girls keep it out of those areas. And yet, even on the inbounds for the press, that's where they're got a steal here for Gorham. But even on the inbounds against the press, John, most of the time the girl is getting the ball right in the corner, and that's not where you want it. Okay, Beth Clark comes into the game. Beth is going to replace Bethany Gora. Beth Clark is a 5'7" sophomore. So you mentioned, John, some youth on this Gorham team.
Running jump shot. Yeah. Nice. That's how to look up.
Martell down the other way for 2.
Give Andrea Little some credit on that one. There again, dribbling right up the sideline.
Yep.
You know, I just think against the presser, you got to get that ball to the middle. You limit yourself. You go up the sideline, and you really only got one way you can go with it, and that's back to the middle of the court. Where if you come up the middle, you've got a lot. You know, your options are there, and you're certainly not going to get trapped.
Joanna Brown. Nice move by Joanna Brown, and York maybe fell asleep a little bit, but as you mentioned, had some subs in there. Now they get the starters back in there, and they're starting to fire on all cylinders. They're back up by 17, 25 to 8.
Andrea Little, a nice job at denying her girl down low there. She's
ball stolen away again. On Gorham's end, though, John, just not seeing any cohesive. They haven't seen them run an offense to this point. Or if they are running an offense, well, it's not one I can recognize.
Big thing is they did score, Bob. Wondering there for a while.
Rather
In fact, it was an
quiet
8-0 run, wasn't it?
It was an 8-0 run, actually.
That's interesting. We had nothing and then eight quick points. And
at the free throw line for the Wildcats is number 14. That is Liza Brown, a 5'10" sophomore. She's listed at 5'10". And Liza, 50% free throw shooter, and she makes 1 of 2, so she keeps her average the same. Strong move to the hoop. Moon has not been effective at all. She's not been in this game offensively.
Probably hurt them more than helped them, really, with the turnovers and
reaching foul on Julie Plant, but she would think that she's somebody that if you're going to try to attack this York offense, you want to try to take the ball to the hoop against Joanna Brown and an Andrea Little and maybe try to draw some fouls.
Exactly.
That's about the chance you got, I think.
Yeah.
I think one of my goals would try to get Andrea Little watching the game from the sidelines. Joanna Brown misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound by Gorham's Moon.
Again, right up the sideline.
Look inside. There's the ball to Moon.
Nice
Why
pass.
not?
Yeah.
Maybe we do that a little bit earlier next time, huh? Martell dribbles all the way for 2. All right, that's going to do it. So Gorham does, in fact, get on the board. They get 10 points on the board, and but they find themselves trailing by 19 as they Star Mountain scoreboard. It is the York Wildcats enjoying a very comfortable 29-10 lead. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with halftime stats and analysis.
Banking at the ocean, banking at the ocean.
For more than 135 years, Ocean National Bank has been an independent community bank, committed to preserving the quality of life in York County. That's why money deposited in Ocean National is invested with local York County families and businesses. If you want to invest in your community, bank with Ocean National.
Banking at the ocean, banking at the ocean.
Dave's IGA, York Village Shopping Center in York, is hometown proud. Proud to be serving their friends and neighbors the most delicious selection of fresh food items available. And to make sure you're getting the best value for your dollar, pick up Dave's IGA Super Savings Circular. The circular is available at the store every Monday morning and can be found in the York Weekly. So stop by Dave's IGA for all the great specials you've come to expect. Open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Dave's IGA, hometown proud.
I see in your future an exotic place. Where? Most delicious food, finest wines, happy, friendly people all around you.
Please, tell us, where are we going?
Your every whim indulged.
Wait a minute.
That sounds like Litchfields. Hey, stop peeking in my crystal ball.
It's clear. Litchfields, Route 1, Wells.
Welcome back to TCI's Game of the Week. Tonight we're at Butler Gymnasium in York High School, where the York Wildcats are enjoying a 29-10 halftime lead. A bit surprised at the score, as this really has not been much of a contest to this point. In the shooting action, Gorham not shooting bad. They're 5 for 11, shooting 45%. The problem is they've only taken 11 shots, and that's pretty anemic in a game of basketball, only 5 shots and a half. For the Wildcats, they're 12 for 23, shooting 52%, very well shooting a lot of layups. They're also 5 for 10 from the free throw line, shooting a roughly 50%. Gorham has not been to the free throw line to this point. The rebounding action, Gorham actually holds an edge, 12 to 10. Turnovers, they also hold a decided edge. They are 16 to 7. Let's look at the individual scoring, and if you look at Gorham, 5 players with 2. That's what we've got right there, so nobody actually leading the way. Somebody's going to have to take charge if Gorham's going to get back in this one. For the Wildcats, they're led by Joanna Brown and Andrea Little with 7 apiece, and Jessica Martell with 6. Foul trouble, Plant with 3, 4 other players with 1, and Jonna Weaver with 2 for the Wildcats, 2 players with 1. And John, the big story to this point is, to me, is just that Gorham just has not played what I would consider organized basketball to this point in the game.
We have yet to see Gorham set up in an offense and run an offense. We saw one dish down low right towards the end of the half. I believe it was Betsy Moon's hoop, which was a nice entry pass, and she turned, squared up, and hit it off the glass. I mean, but you've got to have more than one of those a half.
How did this team ever beat Wells? That's what I want to know. I mean, I don't.
Well, they're physical,
yeah,
and they've got some size. So, against certain teams, I think, they could have some. Obviously, they won 6 games. They must have an offense
somewhere. Maybe we'll see it here in the second half. Maybe we'll see it here.
It's been a very low-key Gorham effort, let's say.
It sure has. Maybe they're still thinking about the snow. Let's hope they come to play here in the second half. Okay, the score at halftime on the Star Mountain scoreboard. It is the York Wildcats on top by a score of 29-10.
Babies love being born at York Hospital. All of these babies did. Mothers love it too. At York Hospital, there are no surprises for mother or baby. When you come to the hospital to give birth, there are no strangers taking care of you. No change in shift personnel, people you have never met or seen before. When you have a baby at York Hospital, you're cared for by your nurses, ones who have shared your pregnancy, your delivery, and are there for you after delivery. Your doctor and your nurses, who know you, your concerns, and your desires, will be on hand at this most important time of your life. All of these beautiful babies were born at York Hospital. Why not yours? We invite you to call us and learn more about our unique birthing program, designed to meet the needs and desires of mothers, babies, and the entire family. Why not make York Hospital your hospital? York Hospital, just across the bridge from New Hampshire.
Joanne's Gardens, Route 9 in Wells, is your full-service florist. Joanne's has a large variety of green and flowering houseplants, along with a large selection of cut flowers. With 28 years in the business, the Farley family has always provided the personal touch, from fruit baskets, balloons, and stuffed animals to custom-ordered silk-dried or fresh flower arrangements. No matter what the season, Joanne's Gardens has all the items needed to brighten your day or someone else's. Located across from the Maryland Ridge Restaurant on Route 9 in Wells, Joanne's Gardens, where your satisfaction is guaranteed.
With all the talent around him, that this is a very powerful offense.
One of the problems is baseball has become a very quantitative sport, and that's how people are measured, that's how salaries are paid.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of NEC TV 12 Sportline. I'm your host, Eric Nelson.
All right, the score is 29-10. The York Wildcats on top. Gorham has the ball to start the second half. They're trailing by 19. And not where you want to be against this York Wildcat team. You don't want to be down that early. We had a turnover right here as
York comes out with the same defense, which is no big surprise. They had a lot of success
working. Why
with it.
change
Yeah,
it, right?
sure.
Jonna Weaver came away with a loose ball. Jessica Martell runs the offense, running a little bit of an overload here.
Well, Gorham had some luck with that. Whoa, dip shot there.
Joanna Brown looked like she lost a little bit of a dip move, as
like
you mentioned.
Calvin Murphy.
Surprised to see Joanna Brown out there in the away from the hoop so far.
Gorham's continuing to dribble through this pressure defense.
Shot followed that time and put up by Amy Stone.
6 different players have scored for Gorham. A lot of balance there, Bob?
Yeah, a lot of balance.
That's what you want if you're a coach, a lot of balance.
That's right. Who do you key on, right? Andrea Little's just getting that ball too easy.
Oh, she can't give her that pass. Jump ball.
Coach O'Shea says you can't be serious. That was,
Well, when it rains, it pours. Coach O'Shea is
Andrea Little comes across the paint. Nice move. Rebound. Pulled down this time by Susan Walsh.
Let's see if they set up anything. Well,
had a trap.
That was it. We could have a long half. If that's the offense we're going to see.
They just look very indecisive. I mean, had somebody open real early before she gets the ball over half court, then didn't see it, didn't recognize it, and then
yeah, it's almost like they haven't seen a man-to-man or something. You know, they've got a offense against the zone, but I got to believe he expected man-to-man coming down here to York. And we talked about at the opening this balance that York has, but I think we've seen that tonight. Inside, outside. Haven't seen a real lot of the bench yet, but
we're going to have a foul called against Julie Plant. That's Julie's fourth foul. She's a freshman. She's going to come out of the game right now. In replacing Julie is Bethany Gora, 5'4" senior.
Julie Plant's going to be a big loss for this Gorham club too, Bob. She's one of the leading scorers with 2 points. It's going to be tough to replace out there.
There's Joanna Brown down low.
Got to get her the ball.
Little nice move to the hoop. Maybe pulled up a little bit, didn't go up strong with it.
There we go.
Bit of a break
nice
here.
Pass.
And followed by, and stolen away by Joanna Brown and restolen and lost out of bounds. Coach O'Shea could read his lips. He says, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
It's like a 1-2-2.
Yeah, they've switched it. I thought it was 2-1-2 in the first half. I think they have gone to a...
I like that 1-2-2. Occasionally.
Yeah, especially with a three-point line.
Right.
In the old days, you could get away with that 2-1-2, but unless your opponent's really an anemic shooting team from outside, you almost have to go 1-3-1 or 1-2-2. It's so many kids nowadays too. You know, instead of starting with layups now, they start at the three-point line and work their way in instead of the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Gorham has the ball. They're trailing 31-12. We have 5:23 remaining in the third quarter.
See, that was Amy Stone went to set a pick and it just didn't set the pick, and this is what the result is right here. You know, you get the ball in the corner and
you got people up and down court, but this pressure's just killing them. Here we got a bit of a break.
Right to the sideline.
Yeah, right to the sideline and just throwing it away. Nowhere to go.
Coach O'Shea, I believe, just got a warning from one of the officials.
I think Coach O'Shea is going to talk to the officials.
Well, he's got a point. They've missed several out there tonight.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. 5:07 remaining here in the third quarter, and the Wildcats on top, 31-12.
Day in and day out, all through life, having the right partner can help. If you're looking for the right banking partner for your life, come to Mid-Maine Savings Bank in Sanford. Mid-Maine is a sound bank with a hometown touch, and we'd like to be a partner in your future.
Mid-Maine Savings Bank, we're partners in your future.
209 Main Street, Sanford, and Route 109 South Sanford. Member FDIC.
Come on, let the good times roll at Bowlerama. 20 lanes of candlepin bowling for all ages. Bowlerama has men's, women's, mixed, and junior leagues. Every Friday evening, it's Rock and Roll Bowl, where strikes turn into instant cash. Come on, let the good times roll. Plan your next party at Bowlerama. The transportation's on us.
Okay, I want to welcome you back. Gorham just took a timeout, 31-12, and this has not been a pretty contest right here.
Well, if you're from York, it's been all right, but
for York, kind of a tough game, I think, for them going into. Going to have a foul down on the court by Susan Walsh, but kind of a tough game to have, I think, John, going into the academic week. They're not going to play basketball for 8 days now, and then they're going to be playing Cape Elizabeth, not another real strong team, but I don't know if this is the kind of game you want to have before a big layoff.
Yeah, I don't know. The other side of the coin is it's certainly better to have a layoff after one like this than a real big game, you know?
Yeah.
Against a real tough opponent. I wouldn't want to have this as a tournament tune-up, that's for sure.
Right.
Nice
Look
pass.
inside. Very passive defense for Gorham. A lot of standing around on defense. Not really, I don't know. It's I don't know what to say. Everybody's looking at the ball, and that's it. I mean, that's half of the game, watch the ball, but you also got to have some court awareness as to what's happening around in your area,
You know,
the zone.
defense is all position, and Gorham's just not getting the position.
On the inbounds, Jessica Martell. Rebound for Gorham, has it slapped away. Jonna Weaver, nice pass inside.
Whoa.
There's a foul. Oh, yes.
Much doubt about that one.
Susan Walsh did pick up the foul. And Molly McDonald did feel it. And I think she's still feeling it. So Molly McDonald will be going to the free throw line. I think she'll be shooting 2 into the contest. Susan Westbrook will be coming in, and Susan will be replacing Susan Walsh. 31-12 the score. So 19-point lead at halftime. It remains 19 points. 4:35 remaining.
We'd think we'd see a little bit of the York bench here fairly soon.
McDonald is a 47% free throw shooter on the season, averaging a little over 5 points a game. Also the third leading rebounder on this team.
Oh, nice. Stole that rebound.
York's ball, off the jump ball. 32, I was going to say, why even move, Joanna? Nobody's going to play it, just take it. Oh, there's Andrea Little on the baseline, and we could have a foul over the back. We should have a foul over the back. Actually, the referee should have called it, I think, but that's okay.
Well.
Personal foul call on number 32, Joanna Brown.
Joanna Brown got one over the back.
Only Joanna's second, so she's in no trouble.
Only the first foul, team foul in this half against York. Betsy Moon, it's traveled, but has it stolen away.
This pass.
And York's going to lose out of bounds and bring Gorham ball.
Real impressed with the way York moves this ball. Joanna Weaver starts a lot of the offense with nice passing. And the big girls underneath, both Brown and Little, are, you know, always looking for that open person with a better shot.
One thing you notice at Gorham is nobody steps to the ball. They make a pass and they just stand there and wait for it to come to them. And that's where York is really doing a number on them, I think. Got to react to the double, reverse the ball. And we'll have a foul on Andrea Little.
Foul call number 20, Andrea Little, her first.
It's first foul against
Yeah,
Andrea.
seems like the officials may be picking it up a little bit too. Last guy, they had to go over the back down on Johanna Brown down the other end, and here we've got Little with a reach.
Little travel there, and now we lost it. Jessica Martell from Jonna Weaver. And York gets 2 more on top, 34-12.
8 points for Martell, and there's the double.
Gonna have a jump ball, it will be Gorham ball.
Second arrow to Gorham.
Well, we do have York Kennebunk girls coming up. That should be a better game. Coach Clark wants to know why we're not doing more of his girls' games. Come on, Coach.
I talked to Huck Hansen, the Kennebunk coach, after that, the day after that first one, the next morning, and he was shell-shocked. I guess, from what I understand, Kennebunk really was in control, up 9 with just a couple minutes left, and York came back to win it, which was interesting because we did the Kennebunk boys game that night,
right.
and the boys, Kennebunk came back in a similar situation.
Amy Stone, Susan Walsh, and Kate Scott come into the game for Gorham. Wholesale substitutions. Gorham trailing 34-12. We'll have a foul on Jonna Weaver, a blocking foul. That's a fourth foul. Fourth foul. Fourth foul on Jonna, so she'll be getting substituted for by Johansson. Johansson will come into the game.
Number 15,
Andrea Johansson comes in. Nice hand for Jonna Weaver.
She goes out with only a couple hoops, but did a real nice floor game and excellent defense.
Ball out of bounds off York. It'll be Gorham ball with 3:27 remaining. We're going to have a traveling call. Joanna Brown, I think she wants to be a guard. I really think she wants to be a guard.
She handles the ball pretty well for a girl her size.
We have a traveling call against Andrea Little.
But you watch York's offense, you know, you compare it to Gorham. Someone's always moving. There's always someone cutting to the hoop. Opens up a lot of easy baskets that way.
And then one thing they do too is they'll penetrate the draw and then dish.
And dish
where
off.
Gorham looks to just penetrate.
Right,
They don't see anything.
Just kind of
like
put your head down. Here we go, right there.
Just like that.
Well, that was right on cue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate having a graphic illustration when we're talking
We don't
about
have replay, so we.
That's right. 2:56
You're right, though.
remaining.
They just don't put any pressure on the defense that way. And if you watch these York girls, they'll take it in, look to dish. There it is. There's an example right there.
And that's the other thing that Joanna Brown. The other thing that penetrating will do is open up the outside shots for you also.
Right.
Andrea Little in the paint, 4-2. And York on top, 36-12.
11 points for Andrea.
Got 42 wide open down here. Nobody sees her. Guess what was going to happen now?
And Amy Stone learns not to take it in at Joanna Brown.
Andrea Little, nice pass to Joanna Brown. Blocked by
right
Moon.
back at you.
And saved by Martell. Joanna Brown, a little move to the hoop. Gets her own rebound. That should be traveling, I think, unless it was tipped. But she gets the hoop anyway. Kind of threw it up, caught her own ball, I thought, but maybe tipped on the way up.
We're going to get another drive to the hoop. Here we go. Nope.
Oh, okay. Got a foul there. We didn't get it. Coach O'Shea says, come on, weekend. Joanna Brown and Little working nicely together there. A little two-man basketball.
Yeah, one thing I think Joanna has to do is keep that ball up, though. She tends to bring it down, and hasn't hurt it tonight, but you get that 5'11" girl bringing that ball down, and she's really negating her advantage out there.
Samantha Demaray and Liza Brown come into the game. Liza Brown a 5'10" sophomore. Samantha is a 5'4" senior. And into the game for Gorham, or out of the game actually, 42 Susan Walsh comes out. Amy Stone comes in replacing her, and Samantha Demaray just comes into the game and adds to the York lead.
Instant points.
A commanding York lead. 28 points. And we'll have a foul on a reach-in foul by Jessica Martell. At the free throw line is Michelle Stone, a 5'8" senior.
Number 12, Jessica Martell.
That is only the fifth team foul. Both teams with 5 team fouls. That's the second foul on Jessica.
Ooh, in and out.
So Gorham looks like they're gonna guess it pretty easily, but last year they were they lost in the quarterfinals to Kennebunk. Kennebunk, of course, eventually lost to York, who went on to win the Western Mains and the States. And they were lost in the quarterfinals the year before it, but 3 years ago, 1990, they were the state champions. And interestingly enough, they beat York quite handily in the Western Main final. One of the better Gorham teams. They were the state champs. That was one of the better Gorham teams I think I've seen. They've had some good ones, but that was a loaded team there. Certainly not
I was going to say, we've gotten used to seeing
Yep.
York Gorham, York Greeley at a Augusta tournament.
Nice steal that time. A little lazy pass but Christine Walsh comes away with the steal. Don't know why we lost a dribble there, but shot up, no. Rebound, pulled down by Kate Scott. Guess where we're going.
Ooh.
Is this like instant replay or what? I think I may put Amy on the baseline. I think that's where I want to see her, on the baseline. So she goes to hoop, she goes to baseline to the hoop. We don't have enough kids that want to take it to the hoop on a baseline. We got 10 seconds remaining. The score is 40-13. This crowd is dozing off. And basket good there by Christine Walsh, and she deserves that because she did come away with a steal down the other end. And Andrea Little puts it up, and just a little short, but the York Wildcats certainly have not come out on the short end, as they have a commanding lead going into the fourth quarter on the Star Mountain scoreboard. They are on top. Oh, wait a minute, hold it, Bob.
Was she fouled on that?
Andrea Little was fouled on the three-pointer. Add insult to injury. Hey, we got to stay here for this. This might be the most exciting action of the night.
I'll tell you, though, that's the last thing you want to see as a coach is a girl fouled on a three-point attempt at the buzzer.
Andrea may wish that we did go to the break here. She's see if she can the next two. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Andrea. Oh! Like I said, come on, Andrea. It's tough to stand out there all by yourself. There we go. Okay, so she adds one more onto the lead, and after 3 quarters of play from Butler Gymnasium, it is the York Wildcats on top on the Star Mountain scoreboard, 41-15.
You've seen Ken Plord at Biddeford football games for years. Now you can see Ken at his California paint store, York County Paint and Supply.
This is what I've got on my own house, and it's been on my own house for almost 9 years now. I've had California strictly on my house. They put their reputation in the can, and once you're a California dealer, you don't want to be anything else.
We guarantee you'll be back, not only for the paint, but for Ken Plord's expert service. York County Paint and Supply, 418 Elm Street, Biddeford.
Generally, when I've got a customer, they come back.
If you have been subjected to whiplash injury, contact the Merrill Clinic of Chiropractic, Route 1 in Wells. Dr. Merrill and his staff are trained to detect and correct these problems and restore the neck to normal function. It is not unusual for whiplash symptoms to occur days or even weeks after an injury. So visit the Merrill Clinic of Chiropractic today.
Okay, welcome back. We hope some of you are still with us. It's 41-15. The Wildcats just dominating, and I'd like to say it's all the York Wildcats, but I have to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's really a combination. Andrea Little puts it up, misses.
Tell you one thing, I want to see this York club against that Kennebunk. That's going to be a nice game.
Well, we got a couple of good York games coming up. Got Cape Boys coming up next week, you and I. Really looking forward to that game. That should be a good game. And they've got York Kennebunk girls coming up, so we should have some good games coming. York's going to lose this one back court. So we've got some good contests. Believe me, folks, we have some good games coming up. Trust me.
Hey, the thing is, you never know. High school ball. We didn't know Gorham was going to play like
6-4 and 8 or 11-0, excuse me. But you would think that 6-4. I think they're in 5th place, so they were. You would expect
nice
a little
pass,
bit better game. Betsy Moon, that's right. They got it inside with it. I think they should have been going a little more often all night.
Yeah.
Andrea Little says, I'll take this one in, coast to coast. But rebound by Moon. Andrea Little picks up the foul.
Only her second.
There was nothing wrong with that call. That was a good call.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Bethany Gora comes into the game, and she replaces Amy Stone. So Gorham is in a bonus situation, so Betsy Moon will go to the free throw line. Betsy is a 5'10" senior. And again, I don't think she's seen the ball nearly enough here tonight.
I've got to believe against smaller opponents that they use her. They have to be. They're not 6 and 4 by accident.
Johansson, basket hanging down the other end for 2. Andrea gets on the scoreboard. Bethany Gora had it stolen by Johansson, but able to maintain possession. Nice reach in by Johansson, good pressure. It's going to be Gorham ball. Again, Gorham, a lot of dribbling with no real intent on where you're going to go with it.
Well,
Dribble right to the corner.
As you mentioned, right into the corner. I mean, I'm still waiting to see an offense from this club. There's a nice little pick there.
Yep, that was. They occasionally have brilliant signs of some brilliance here, but they're very limited glimpses of it, slight glimpses of it.
Yeah, and let's face it too, they are playing a club that's 11 and 0.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're playing a darn good ball club, so.
Molly McDonald, no good, and that shot, it looked more like a pass there, I have to tell you, Liza. Liza's only a sophomore.
I think York's pressures had quite a bit to do with Gorham's problems tonight.
But again, John, you know, you have to look at it under the sense, I think that, you know, if you're coaching kids like this, that, you know, if a team is over aggressive like that you can capitalize on it. There's an advantage to that. There's things that you can do when a team is overly aggressive. We mentioned a 1-4 press break to free people up. We saw it the one time they tried to run it. There was somebody wide open.
Nice pass, yeah.
You know, you run picks and rolls. Those type of things are going to be open when you apply a lot of pressure. Betsy Moon with her second hoop, I believe, of the evening. It's the second one I remember, and since they've only scored 17 points, she must be one of the leading scorers. Molly McDonald, we're not sure, but we are sure. She must be Ian McDonald's sister. Of course, played some ball here at York before his senior year, went to Phillips Exeter, and he's probably on his way to being some financially successful lawyer or something at this point, and probably won't ever talk to us if he comes around and that, but
he may own the station.
That's right. He could be our station lawyer. That's right. TCI's lawyer.
You don't think that yogurt comment's gonna?
Well, I'm hoping at this point that they will laugh that one off.
They have a sense of humor.
I hope they have a sense of. They're going to have a sense of humor. I think if they have Eric, I, and Steve work for them.
You could always edit that out, you know.
That's true. I could. That's true. I never edit anything out, John.
I know.
This is just as if it was.
Oh, wait a minute!
Live.
I said something once. You edited out.
I guess I had to, didn't I? I guess I've had a couple also. A little dribbling exhibition here. Shot put up and no rebound. Out of bounds. It's going to be Gorham ball. 43-17 the score. 4:58 remaining. Forgive me if I get away from the play here a little bit, but a tough game to call. I have to be perfectly honest with you. Tough one to get really excited about. Good rotation of the ball this time. Much better. This younger unit here looking a lot better. Moving the ball much better, John. Where have they been all night? Much better that time. Just zoned out of bounds, and they gave him a little bit more of a little less pressure, but still nice looking for other people. Kathleen Byrne comes into the game, replacing Molly McDonald, who goes out. Kathleen is a senior, 5'9" senior. Mentioned this York Wildcat team start 4 juniors, and they only have 5 seniors on the team, so this is a rebuilding year.
A rebuilding year.
Lost a couple of starters off last year's team, Laura Coughlin and Kristen Briggs. I'm not sure if they're not both playing basketball somewhere. Kristen, I'm sure, has played soccer somewhere, and I can't remember for the life of me where it is now. I think if she went to Vermont or where she ended up going. She's home on Christmas break. I hope she comes over and tells me. Same with Laura. haven't seen many of the college kids at many of the games here. A little bit disappointed. I saw a few at the Wells game the other night, Wells Scarborough game. Oh, here we go. Yes,
Nice
two
hoop.
bit strong
Nice
moves to the
hoop.
hoop by Bethany Gora there. Gorham with a couple of hoops, back 43-20, but that was quite a game the other night. I see I made a great schedule choice there the other night. You had the York-Wyndham game. And
You sent Eric and I down here to the York-Wyndham.
yeah, and I went and watched the Wells Scarborough game, and folks.
Nice pass. It's Gora, a couple hoops, but she's made some nice
Gora,
passes.
and I also like Jen Ward also. Jen Ward is a 5'2" sophomore, but I like her. I like, again, her court awareness. And into the game for Andrea Johansson is Nicole DeForge, and we're going to have a timeout on the court at the 3:41 mark, and it is the York Wildcats on top 43-20. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back.
Join me, Eric Nelson, each Monday and Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. for County Roads. Each week you'll see a wide variety of people, places, and things.
And she's gonna keep it.
Oh, I can keep it.
This half hour of entertainment is sure to please the entire family. That's County Roads each Monday and Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. right here on NEC TV 12.
Okay, Jen Ward at the free throw line, and she is going to be shooting 1 and 1, I believe, as they are in the bonus situation. Actually, both teams are going to be in the bonus situation. 43-20 the score. York on top. 3:41 remaining in the contest. Jen Ward hits the front end of the 1-on-1. She'll get one more.
It's quite a leg brace she's got there.
And she makes them both. So Jen Ward cuts it to 21. We watched the JV contest, and in that game, it's interesting because the score at halftime, that was like 20-5. We got a turnover there as Nicole DeForge called for travel, but that game was like 20-5 at halftime, and next thing I know, I turned around and Gorham was right back in the game, and then I went to get the lineups, and York completely took over after that. So.
Well, they've got John Carmichael back on the JV bench over here in York. He took a couple of years off there. He's been back now, and that's a good team. A lot of consistency, and it's really paying off, this York program.
Oh, he's one of the better JV coaches anywhere around.
Yeah, he
no
is.
question.
He's got a good attitude.
Yep.
He's competitive, and he wants to win, but he's what you want in a JV coach.
Nice look down court for DeForge. She's going to pull it out, though. Now she gave it a shot, but she didn't take it. Samantha Demaray outside and rebound. Pulled down by Curran, Rachel Curran now into the game, another sophomore. So a very young group here for Gorham. And obviously this is the time that they should be seeing some play time. We're going to have a foul. Foul is on 14, I believe. For York, that's Liza Brown. Oh, excuse me. Kathleen Byrne picked up the foul.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Hope you're not in. Nope, you used a pencil, so that's
It's all
great.
right. I've got an eraser, and I'm all set.
Rachel
See, when
Curran.
I work with Eric, I use a pen because he doesn't make mistakes.
I know, he tells me that
But I
about
always
3
bring
times a day.
I always bring a pencil when I work with you, Bob.
Ah, that's a good idea. Shows that you pay attention to what's going on around you.
Boy, they really run with it. The trouble is they don't pass it. They just dribble it.
Julie Plant stops and pops and banks it off the backboard for a three-pointer. There's a little excitement in the game. And
That's
now
what
we're down
we
to
need
18.
at this broadcast.
We're down to 18. Gorham's making a run with 2 minutes remaining. Let's hope they didn't start too late.
Still real intense out there on defense. I mean, there's young kids out there, but they're not playing like they're down.
Nice pass. Shot missed that time by DeForge, but it was nice movement. Another shot up. Oh, almost 2 in a row. And followed, no, and Kathleen Burns going to lose it out of bounds. It's going to be York ball, but some nice pressure and job by this Gorham, young Gorham team. So there's some promise here for the this young team. And into the game right now, let's not forget Tracy Yanks, the 5'4" senior, comes into the game for York.
Well, I still think to be 6-4, this Gorham club is, you know, let's face it, you can have off nights. They've got to be a better team they showed here tonight. Although what's the Marshwood score?
Yeah, that one wasn't very pretty. It was close over 3.5 quarters. Yeah. And shot up and in there by Rachel Curran.
Tell you one thing, if I coach against this Gorham club, I just press.
Woo, Chapman from way downtown. Curran with a rebound. Chapman took that one from about 3 feet beyond the three-point line. Jen Ward lines up a 3. Oh,
right,
almost out the backboard, followed, and back up, and no. Chapman comes away with a rebound. Gorham with a couple of good opportunities there.
Handles the ball well for a freshman, doesn't she?
Very good.
She's really real steady.
Chapman puts it up and hits it from the elbow. And we got a player down. Jen Ward is down for Gorham. Jeez, I don't know what it is.
I mentioned that leg brace earlier, and I got to believe she's got a brace like that on. She's had problems with that knee in the past.
She's down right there. Hopefully it's nothing serious. She's only a youngster, 5'2" sophomore, so hopefully she's going to be okay.
Good little player, too.
There's 23 seconds remaining, 45-27. And into the game for Jen Ward is Kate Scott, another sophomore, 5'3" sophomore. I want to remind you folks, so just 23 seconds away from our post-game show and the player of the game. John and I have already made that selection, and let's hope it agrees with yours. Shot put up from outside, no. Rebound, out of bounds, off Chapman. It'll be Gorham ball with 13 seconds remaining. This score is not indicative of the game we saw tonight, even though it's quite a sizable lead. The game was not that close.
No, it was over early. Let's.
Actually, Gorham's second team has outplayed York's second team to this point. That's been the biggest factor getting them back in it. Shot up and good again by Curran. Curran's a sophomore. She might be a good little player, 5'8" sophomore.
Yeah, I was going to say that might bode well for Gorham for the future. Until you consider that York starts 4 juniors.
Chapman had a little roar. Chapman just hit a 3-pointer there at the just after the buzzer, it should say. And so again, it looks as though 45-29, 16-point game. Again, folks, if you just joined us, it wasn't that close. It was York, 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 York all the way. And so they will go to 12-0, and their winning streak will go to 20-0. And for the Gorham Rams, they're going to fall to 6-5. And I'd be surprised they fall in the standings just a little bit, too. So York keeps rolling, and now they get 8 days off, and then they get to go back at it again with Cape Elizabeth, and you know, they're looking good, and I'm sure that they're looking forward to that Kennebunk game down the road. So again, the final score here from Butler Gymnasium, it is the York Wildcats who come out victorious by a score of 45-29 on the Star Mountain scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the post-game show and our player of the game right after this.
If you live in York County and want local sports coverage, nobody does it better than the Journal-Tribune. We do more local sports than anyone, and we do it better. The Journal-Tribune is in your community every day with local sports stories. Stories about your family, your friends, your neighbors, and your favorite team. Local sports, nobody does it better than the Journal-Tribune.
Skates on ice, such as skiing, ice and ice, and clothes, and basketball, sports stuff, equipment that's designed for winning, racquetball and soccer, kicking, you can score all this and more. Sports Stop.
It's the season for sports, and Sports Stop is ready. We carry a large selection of sports equipment and accessories, so you don't have to go from store to store to find what you're looking for.
Here at Sports Stop, we're game for sports.
Okay, we want to welcome you back to our post-game show, and joining John and I are the head coach of the York Wildcats and tonight's Sports Stop player of the game, Andrea Little. And Andrea, congratulations on a victory over Gorham. 11 points in the contest. Maybe not your highest scoring game, but you had a ton of assists, steals, and I got to be perfectly honest with you. I've seen this Gorham over a number of years, and every year they're very competitive, and I don't know about you, but I was a bit surprised at what I saw tonight. I know that a lot of it was because of the pressure that you were able to put on, but it really was no contest from the beginning of the game.
Well, we had scouted them before, and we'd known the record, and we know what players to look out for, and we just knew that if we played our pressure defense like we have been doing all year, that we could probably pull off a victory.
Tell me something, talking to their coach, he thought there was a lot of parity in the league, and John and I think that maybe there's a lot of parity after maybe the top two teams, you and Kennebunk. Let's go back for a second to that Kennebunk game. All I got a chance was to see what was in the paper and hear a few people talk about it. That certainly was the most exciting game of the year for you guys. You were down 9 late in the game. Take me back and tell me a little bit about that ball game.
Well, actually, we were down by 13 with 3 minutes left, and Mr. Clark just said that we to not give up, and so we just kept putting our pressure on. We got the important steals, we made our layups, and got fouled. So we just kept slowly cutting off the lead, and finally we tied it up, and then we got the last shot in with a few seconds left and won the game.
Is it difficult for you, because I know I've looked at a lot of scores, and maybe a lot of them are like tonight's score, maybe they're not totally indicative of how bad you're beating some teams. Is it difficult to come out, put the pressure on the first quarter, be up by 15 points, and to keep you focused in the ball game? Is that difficult for you guys right now?
A lot of times it is. We try our best to not lose our heads, but some games it does happen, but other games we've been managing to just, well, pretty much blow them out. But
What do you try to do when you're up 15 points against a team, and obviously the coach wants you to get some game time? What type of things do you try to work on?
More or less we work on our offense, because we've been having a lot of trouble with that this year, actually just going through our offense. So we just try and run that as much as possible, and so look at the new options that we can try and see.
Joanna Brown, notice tonight, she looks like she'd rather play guard than play inside there. I see it 2 or 3 times, little scoop shots and stuff like that. Obviously, you two, though, I noticed, like to work a lot together, swapping up the low post and entry pass. You two work real well together, and obviously a lot of experience between the two of you out there. And you feel comfortable, obviously, you and along with John and Weaver also, I take it.
Yeah, we've all played together for a lot of years now, so we're pretty much used to each other. We know where everyone's going to be, and we know what each other can do, so we're not afraid to pass it off or shoot it, whatever.
Well, it seems like you've been here forever, and I think we were talking prior to, you've got 2 or 3 of these already, and you still got a year to go, so it's kind of scary. But we said you're in a rebuilding year, but you're off to a good start, 12-0. I want to present you with a Player of the Game plaque, Sports Stop Player of the Game plaque. You can take all of these over to Sports Stop now and get your name finally put on them, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, congratulations on a nice job. Thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. Well, Andrea, you know, she's obviously one of your go-to people. We mentioned when she was bringing the ball down the court there one time tonight, she could probably play point guard for you, play 2-guard, 3-man, play center on a lot of clubs.
Right.
She really can do it all for you.
Yes, she can. She does great with the ball handling, gives us a 3rd guard most of the time, and as you say, she can go underneath and post up, or she can come out and take a long jump shot. The other game, the last game before this, she had 21 points, and probably 4 shots were from the 18-point range. Nice jump shots. She can do about all.
Nice player, and she's got some other good players around her, too. John?
Yeah, Rick, we were talking during the broadcast with this Gorham club. You surprised at all? We didn't feel that they were a real quality club. In fact, we're surprised at 6-4. I know you've seen them before. What was the scoop out there? Was it something you were doing, or is it just a weak team?
I think he's still suffering from the ramifications of the problem he had last year. He lost a couple of his star players for discipline reasons, and the team has not gelled. The new ones had to go in real quick. They never adjusted to it, and he's still having that trouble. We scouted him. I think I realized that guards didn't handle the ball real well, so we put extra emphasis on pressure on the ball, and we just denied them a chance to shoot the ball. They are good shooters, believe it or not. I've seen them shoot from the outside, 3 points or 2 points, just out in that range, and they can put them in when there's no pressure on them, and we didn't want to get that started. That's why I didn't go to zone until late.
Well, it worked well. I think we had 1 shot, I think, in the first quarter, and you know, so whatever you're doing was certainly effective.
Well, these girls love defense, so.
How about your club? You know, the season's 1.5 over now. You're certainly looking north towards Augusta now. What, any surprises? I mean, let's face it, you're supposed to be rebuilding. You won a state last year. looks like you got a shot this year, and you're young too, which is the scary thing.
I think the biggest goal when we started this year was to replace Kristen Briggs, who was an all-purpose point guard, and we've done that. Jess Martell has done a good job learning the role of a point guard. John Weaver jumps in when Jess has to have a breather, and they've both done it. Some of the younger ones are coming in there too, so that's coming along, you know, as I hoped it would. Molly McDonald's been a real pleasant surprise as a starter, number 3 spot. Handles the ball pretty well. She's got a pretty good shot. She hasn't hit as much as she would like to, but she's still taking it and plays excellent defense. Her defense has really picked up over the course of the year. I think what everyone learns as they play here a couple of games is they see the older players playing the defense the way they do, and they all get caught up in that. And we play aggressive, good doubling type defense, and you know that's the name of the game in a lot of these basketball games. So I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, a lot like the boys, really. You know, Rick Brault has got the boys. It's, you know, you get your points off the defense, yep. And team's a little scared to come in here maybe. Well, you know, continued success, and you know, we'll look forward to that Kennebunk game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too, but next game is Cape Elizabeth. That's all we're thinking about.
That's right. Hey, there you go.
You get 8 days off to Cape. What about this big delay? John and I mentioned the fact of having a game like this and then having an 8-day delay. John says, well, I'd rather have a game like this and have 8 days to prepare for it. And, you know, what were your feelings?
Well, we've already decided tomorrow's going to be what we call a fun practice. We have them every so often just to lighten things up. We've got a lot of good fun type drills. The girls love to do them. They're good skill drills, so you're learning at the same time. Give them Saturday off. Well, we've been practicing quite a bit on Saturdays. Give them Saturday, Sunday off. Monday's a holiday. We'll come in and have a relatively light practice. Start picking it up a little Tuesday. Go to the junior high for a demo on Wednesday, and then Thursday really, you know, concentrate on what we want to do specifically against Cape Elizabeth. Then we have a game the next day with Scarborough. So just kind of, you got to kind of you know, pace yourself through this week.
Okay, well, enjoy the vacation, and we'll be looking forward to that York Kennebunk game and the playoffs. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, John, the ball just keeps rolling for the York Wildcats, boys and girls. Things are certainly looking good down here, and I know they got exam weeks now, and I guess it'll be a little easier for those kids taking exams. I guess the only worry is the coaches a little bit, make sure the kids get through the exams. It's something you worry about when you're a coach.
Right. You know, that's why you're here. That's why you're going to school. You're going to lose focus of that.
All right, well, so they keep the ball rolling, and they're looking good, and, you know, as long as they can stay healthy, I think the York Wildcat girls obviously are going to be one of, if not the team to beat.
Real impressive, and you know, and let's face it, you know, Rick Clark just left here, but the guy deserves a lot of credit for what he's done down here. He's put a lot of time in at the younger ages and the recreation program, and you know, you're coming off a state, and you've got to, you know, looks like you should get back there again, and you got 4 juniors in the starting 5, and you got a freshman on the bench. I mean, it's really it's impressive.
You know, one thing I think I noticed in talking to Rick, and just a feeling I had, that I think a lot of times, you know, when the team has a lot of success, maybe being defending champs, and you get some people back and whatever, or the success that you've had over Rick Clark, then a lot of people would start to feel more and more pressure as time goes on, that you should have to keep doing it, and that, you know, maybe that pressure goes over to the kids and the team and stuff. But one thing with Rick is he seems to kind of keep it kind of even keeled. He mentioned the fun days. You know, he seems to be able to know when to turn it on and when to and still keep that fun in it. You know, I think that's really important.
Yeah, if you know a little history of Rick Clark, he had the boys at one point. This is way back, you know, right after I played, so we're talking a long time ago. And he didn't have a lot of success, and there was some pressure then. You know, a lot of people, into, you know, how towns people can be, and you know, he knew he was a good coach, and he kind of bit the bullet, and he got out and got back in at this the girls' side of things, and so I think that helps him to keep. He's been through it, and I don't think he lets it get to him, basically. And you're right. I think that gets through to the girls, and I've always been impressed with that, even when I coached, because I thought that was one of my big faults, was that especially when I started, you know, I put a little bit too much onto the girls, a little too competitive, and Rick's more, he knows how to handle it, and boy, it's paying off for him.
Perfect match.
Certainly is.
Perfect match. Okay, for the York Wildcats, they're going to go to 12-0 in the season with a 46-29 victory over the Gorham Rams. And I want to thank our cameraman, Randy Taylor. Now also welcome to the TCI staff, and my partner, John Patton, for tuning in. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week right here at York.